I took every drug known to man at the same time to stimulate every corner of my brain. And this was the result.
What's good, nerds? Ooh, got my finger stuck in that one. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Movie Mass. I am your brother Jay, the movie monk, the Bishop of Bull Moose, the Criterion Choir boy, the Vicar of Vinegar Syndrome. I try to say that one very carefully with my enunciation. You don't want people to mishear vicar. Anyway, I welcome you all to this Mass. Today I find myself reflecting on our proximity to the Academy Awards. We're less than a week away. I think it's the 97th annual Academy Awards, maybe the 96th. I don't know. We're getting close to 100 here, and they better have a big party for number 100. I should start this video by fully disclosing that I do not give a shit about awards ceremonies. By and large, I view them negatively. I think of awards ceremonies as being largely self-congratulatory. And moreover, I tend to find that the films that are nominated and that win, generally, with some exceptions, tend to be uninteresting, schmaltzy, pretentious, Oscar bait schlock. That's what I like to call them, is Oscar bait. Now, unfortunately for me, my wife does kind of like the genre of films that I scornfully refer to as Oscar bait. Shit like Moonlight, The Green Book, King's Speech, that kind of shit. Unfortunately, my wife does like that type of thing, and that means, unfortunately, I do wind up watching that kind of thing from time to time. Nevertheless, despite my general disdain for award ceremonies, the Oscars in particular, they just kind of suck. They never reward the right movie, let's put it that way. I nonetheless feel that it is beholden on me to recognize the event as a physical media and movie YouTube guy. It's kind of my responsibility to recognize the Academy Awards. So I thought I would do so in my own unique fashion. I am here today to present to you my overrated Best Picture winners. I'm drawing these predominantly from our lifetime, so I'm not going back further than 1980 for these films. These are films that probably all of you have seen, or at least you've heard of it. So these are films that came out in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s that are, in my opinion, overrated. You may disagree with me. My wife probably does about at least a few of these films. She might see this and think, what are you smoking? This is terrible. What did you say that about my favorite movie? Anyway, I should say that I think all Best Picture winners are overrated, more or less. I mean, it would be a short list indeed if I talked about the Best Picture winners that aren't overrated. Maybe one hand. I could probably count on one hand the Best Picture winners since 1980 that are not overrated. Prior to 1980, I think we've reached back far enough before our lifetimes that there's really just no way to have a good perspective of those films. You grow up being told that these films are classics, and you accept that. These are films that I'm about to bitch about today. These are films that we grew up with, that maybe I went to see in theaters as a teenager or in my 20s. So these are films that, unfortunately, I was there when they got released, and I know what pieces of shit they are. You can convince me that a movie that won Best Picture in 1961 is incredible, because I wouldn't know any better. I wasn't born for 20 more years. But you can't tell me that a movie released in 1994 wasn't a piece of shit, because I saw that stupid movie anyway. I think another part of it is that it arouses contempt a bit in my heart for things that are widely praised and regarded as superior works by critics. I think it owes to the fact that I'm a bit of a contrarian. When you tell me something is good, I immediately start looking for reasons why it's not good, it's bad, you're wrong. I'm a bit of a contrarian in that sense. And so when all the critics agree that a film is stupendous and incredible and it deserves all the awards for Best Picture, I immediately look at the other things that were nominated. Why are they better? Because they were. It might also be a fundamental misalignment of the type of stuff that I value in entertainment. I like senseless violence. I like gratuitous, full frontal nudity, bush, and that type of thing doesn't tend to garner a nomination for Best Picture, the type of stuff that I enjoy. Slashers, Jason Voorhees hacking up nude teenagers, post-coitus. That's the type of stuff I like. Jiggling boobies while the lady is running topless to try to get away from the killer. Like that whole scene in My Bloody Valentine 3D, which was kind of a shitty movie, but I appreciated them putting in that scene where the lady's running for like 5 minutes completely nude from the guy. And anyway, that type of thing doesn't get you an Oscar nomination, unfortunately. And I can tell you, she worked hard that day. She was running, she was jumping, she was crawling under things, and she was butt naked the whole time. She could have scraped a nipple. Anyway, I think she deserved a little credit for running around like that butt naked in front of a whole cast and crew. Everybody saw her butthole that day because she's like jumping under things and bending over. You're not keeping any secrets that day on set. The guy had to light her butthole, and she deserves credit for that. She didn't get it, and maybe that's why I hate the Academy Awards, and they can go fuck themselves. So here are the movies that I want to talk about being overrated Academy Award winners. And this is in no particular order because I hate these movies equally. Actually, one of these movies I might like okay. Nah, I don't like any of them. First up is The English Patient. The English Patient was a 96 film, so it won for 1996. And I gotta say, The English Patient is 3 hours too long. It's only 162 minutes, so nonetheless, it's 3 hours too long. Voldemort leaves his bitch to die in a cave, and then he goes and gets in a plane crash, and that sounds way cooler than the movie actually is. If I had to sell this movie, I'd be like, yo, Willem Dafoe ain't got no fingers, he's trying to kill Voldemort with no fingers, and Voldemort leaves his bitch to die in a cave, and then gets shot down and his plane crashes in the desert. That makes the movie actually sound kind of cool. Don't be deceived by my words. It is not a cool movie. Even the shit I just told you, they still make it lame, right? Willem Dafoe with no fingers trying to kill Voldemort, they make it lame. Voldemort leaving his bitch to die in a cave, lame. Ralph Fiennes, such a simp in this movie. He's such a simp. His simpishness is painful to watch in The English Patient, and that might be my biggest complaint about the whole movie. You're Ralph Fiennes, like what are you doing? Anyway, he's a simp, he's a total simp, and it's painful to watch. And the chick's not even that hot that he's simping for. Juliette Binoche, I think she's a bit overrated, honestly. I don't think she's ugly by any means. I'm not trying to make an extreme statement one way or the other, but I wouldn't be simping over Juliette Binoche. She ain't worth it. She's all right, but she ain't worth simping over. Anyway, The English Patient beat fucking Fargo for Best Picture, by the way. Can you fucking believe that? It beat Fargo for Best Picture. Who in the fuck actually thinks The English Patient is a better movie than Fargo? Put The English Patient in the wood chipper for me, please. Just put the whole English Patient in the wood chipper. Put the simp in there, put Juliette Binoche in there, put Willem Dafoe and his no-finger-having ass in the wood chipper, chip them all up, give me Fargo any day, fuck The English Patient. Slumdog Millionaire is another piece of shit. I can't even begin to express my contempt for Slumdog Millionaire. From 2008, I thought that was like a 2002 movie. You asked me what year Slumdog Millionaire came out in, I was gonna tell you 2002 with the greatest confidence. It's 2008. Which makes it 6 years too late. It's a dumb movie. The game show asks him like every question that matches his childhood. Was that on purpose? Was there a mole inside the show? I didn't get it. This whole movie, I'm wondering like, why does every question tie back to this kid's shitty childhood? Was it that he was just always in his own head and like the question didn't really matter? Whatever was asked of him was gonna make him reflect on his past? I don't get it. I don't understand it. That might be why I dislike it, but I don't think it makes the movie any better, the fact that I don't get it. Slumdog Millionaire set India back 100 years, maybe 1,000. The movie is so phenomenally stupid. The Indian version of Regis Philbin has the winning contestant tortured by the police, and then just like, he's back on the show 2 days later or the next day or whatever. Like, the shit is just cool now? You're gonna have me tortured. Regis Philbin is gonna electrocute my testicles and then smile at me 2 days later, and I'm not gonna knock his old fucking teeth in. I would fuck Regis Philbin up for electrocuting my nipples like that. I'm not gonna go smile at that man again 2 days later after he had the corrupt cops torture me over a game show. Hey, that's how they roll in India. I don't know. Anyway, The Dark Knight is still, like, hands down the best film from 2008, easily. The Dark Knight was nominated, of course, and so Slumdog Millionaire beat The Dark Knight. You really, like, it's Saturday night. It's 11 o'clock. It's getting kind of late. Everybody else is passed out, asleep. You're working on beer number 3. What are you putting in? You got The Dark Knight or Slumdog Millionaire. Those are your 2 options. You tell me in the comments down below that you're really going to put in Slumdog Millionaire over The Dark Knight. The beer's flowing, your blood alcohol content is rising, you're feeling good. It's Saturday night. These motherfuckers are asleep. You want to watch The Dark Knight. Don't even try to tell me you're popping in Slumdog Millionaire. You can watch kids shit in the street. Bitch, please, I'm going to watch Maggie Gyllenhaal get blown up all day, every day. I want to complain, maybe more than any other film, I want to complain about Chicago from 2002. Chicago's another stupid movie I'm sorry I ever saw. I don't really like musicals as a genre. I think generally speaking, musicals suck. The music sucks like 99% of the time. It's stupid music because they have to make it tie into the narrative somehow. They can't just have like a bop. You know, it has to be like somehow related to what's happening with the characters and shit. And I think that's ham-fisted, and I think that it forces the music to be a certain way. People don't behave like that in real life either. Like, you watching a musical, it's like a serious courtroom proceeding, and then they start like singing and dancing and shit. They like dance all the way out to the gallows, and like they do a little dance routine while sticking their head in the noose. Like, that's not real life. That's not even remotely real life. And before you start telling me, Jason, you just said that you love it when people run around topless from Jason Voorhees with their titties bouncing around. That's not real life either. An undead zombie with a machete murdering teenagers is not really that more realistic than people breaking out in song and dance. And I would say to you, yeah, you're right. It's not that I demand ultimate veracity. Like, the only thing I'll ever watch is like cinema verite that unfolds in real time, where like no CGI or stuntmen are used. I'm not saying that either. I'm willing to accept some things and suspend some disbelief. But I think what I'm trying to say is that Jason cutting up a topless female is cool. And a whole bunch of people singing and dancing in what should be a real life situation, and the music sucks anyway, is not very cool. So again, when weighing my 2 options, I'm taking the far-fetched movie that involves the titties being out and the inhuman slasher. I'm sorry, I don't care about singing and dancing. Anyway, I do make rare exceptions for some musicals. I mean, White Christmas springs to mind as a musical film that I will watch every single year. Even still, I don't think the music is great in White Christmas. I think it's iconic. It's ever present. You know, it's a movie so old that, you know, you grow up with it. And so I will make those kind of exceptions. My hypocrisy knows no bounds. But otherwise, most musicals, especially a new musical, don't ask me to accept a new musical. Jesus Christ Superstar is another one. I will accept Jesus Christ Superstar, because that is one of the rare exceptions where the music actually slaps. Like, it does adhere to my rule where they have to like sing about what's actually happening in the narrative, but Jesus Christ Superstar slaps. The music is actually one of those rare occasions where it's good. So therefore, I'll make an exception for Jesus Christ Superstar, but don't ask me to accept any new musicals. And in 2002, you were asking me to accept a new musical with Chicago, and I'm not having it. And I'm also not accepting hot Renee Zellweger. I'm not accepting hot Renee Zellweger. she's not hot. Best you're ever gonna do is cute. You're not selling me hot Zellweger. You're never gonna sell me a hot Zellweger. A hot Zellweger actually sounds like some gross German scatological sexual maneuver or something, like someone's pooping on someone else during a hot Zellweger. You're never gonna sell me a hot Zellweger. Best I'm gonna do is buy cute Zellweger. And that was 25 years ago. Now she's just an old lady. Sorry to say it. And Catherine Zeta-Jones, this is another one here. This might even be more offensive. Catherine Zeta-Jones is actually hot. You guys have seen Catherine Zeta-Jones. But somehow, for Chicago, they make her look like a bag of ass with that stupid, garish, flapper haircut. It's the worst haircut on anyone's head. No one has a head made for that haircut, that flapper haircut. Least of all Catherine Zeta-Jones. She need to be having them long flowing hairs, and that's the only thing I'm gonna accept. That short flapper haircut with the terrible bangs, they're like the ultra short bangs, and it's like cut. I think it's cropped too close to the jawline. I don't think it allows for like a natural head flow, and I don't like the flapper haircut on any human being. Richard Gere is hot though, so I can't complain about that. And what's the most offensive thing about Chicago is that it beat Gangs of New York for the Academy Award. You telling me Gangs of New York is a worse movie than Chicago? Chicago is a better movie than Gangs of New York? I have no words for that. Somebody needs to get shot for that. Somebody needs to get clipped for that. Gangs of New York, I don't think it's the perfect film. It's not my favorite Scorsese, but it's a great movie. And there's like no fucking singing and dancing. Next movie I want to bitch about, Forrest Gump, 1994. And I think I've said on this channel before that I believe Forrest Gump to be overrated. I don't think this is going to come as a surprise to anyone. I think Forrest Gump is a movie that makes people feel good because of how accidentally successful the semi-retarded guy winds up being. Like, you don't have to feel so bad for him. Maybe you feel a little bit bad for him at first, but then watching how just accidentally successful, how he falls into the peak of successes across industries over decades, just falls ass backwards into success, makes people feel better for Forrest Gump. So people like Forrest Gump because it makes them feel good about the mentally handicapped. He doesn't just fall like once ass backwards into success, but like successive. This whole movie is just him falling ass backwards into success. This fucking idiot manages to play collegiate football at a level high enough to get a college degree despite having an IQ number so phenomenally low that it could also be the length of my penis. He manages to survive Vietnam while rescuing his legless commanding officer. He manages to become a top-level ping pong player despite not having one single molecule of Asian DNA within 1,000 generations of his genome. He manages to meet every American president. I think he met Abraham Lincoln in that movie. He manages to become a successful businessman after stealing his dead homie's idea, a black man after all. I mean, that was back in the 70s when a white guy could steal a dead black man's whole business plan and not get sued into oblivion. Shit, Forrest Gump is so damn lucky, he manages to have a kid with an AIDS patient and somehow walks away with a clean dick. How does that even happen? Forrest and Forrest Jr. more immune than Magic Johnson to that AIDS shit. I ain't never getting that shit. Damn, I wish it could have been Freddie Mercury instead. I want him back. Anyway, the whole movie, Forrest Gump, is built entirely on dumb luck and falling ass backwards into awesome stuff. It's fun watching a semi-retarded guy win the lottery 12 fucking times over the course of 2 hours. I think Dumb Luck would have been a better title for this movie because he's dumb and he's lucky. Dumb Luck. They should have called it Dumb Luck. Anyway, Forrest Gump beat Pulp Fiction and The Shawshank Redemption at the Oscars. So why don't you contemplate that on the Tree of Woe? Pulp Fiction. Have you ever just sat down to think about how influential Pulp Fiction was? throughout the remainder of the 90s and even into the 2000s, even today, how influential Pulp Fiction remains. And it got beat by Forrest Gump. Shawshank Redemption is like legitimately culturally beloved film. And it got beat by Forrest Gump. I'm not watching no Forrest Gump on the way to China. Forget about that. The last movie I want to complain about might be the penultimate Academy Award winner, Oscar bait. It was a record-setting Academy Award-winning film for many, many years. It was nominated for the most, it received the most, for a long time. This was one of the most winningest films of all humanity until Sinners dethrones it in about 5 days. Sinners is gonna spread its butt cheeks and shit all over this movie in just a few days because Sinners is gonna win everything. That's my prediction for this year. Sinners wins everything. And I haven't even seen the movie yet. I'm not even super interested in seeing Sinners. I hate to say it. That might in itself be a sin that I'm saying I'm not interested in Sinners, but I saw the previews for the Sinners. I heard about the Sinners, and I just thought, one day I'll check it out, I'm sure, but I'm not in any rush. I got a big stack of movies I need to check out. But the movie that I want to complain about maybe more than all the others is Titanic from '97. I just want to say that James Cameron is a hack, and they never should have gave him money.
They said they never gave you money!
Back when James Cameron was a hungry up-and-comer and cocaine was plentiful and maybe even relatively cheap compared to today, James Cameron could make a good movie. You know, you give James Cameron some cocaine, maybe a little bit of alcohol, and a shitty apartment in LA, and he's churning out good movies because he's trying to get out of there. As soon as James Cameron becomes James Cameron, he kicked the cocaine habit so he could get addicted to the smell of his own farts. His last anything worth watching was True Lies, and he hasn't done anything worth watching since True Lies. And I think True Lies came out in, what, 94? Was it 94, 95? It was the film he did just before doing Titanic. And he hasn't done it, so that's like 30 plus years. He hasn't done anything worth watching. I'm including Avatar, I'm aware of Avatar. Avatar is a piece of shit, it's a ripoff. I've seen Fern Gully, I know what Avatar is about. Fuck off with the Avatar. I don't need 12 Avatar movies about big fucking jolly blue giant motherfuckers trying to sell me green beans. Get the fuck out of here with your environmentalist messages and all your fucking CG. Get right the fuck out of here. Anyway, Titanic is that film that kind of marked his transmigration into penultimate douchebag, calling me a fucking loser living in my mom's basement because I didn't like the color grade on the DNR on True Lies. Bitch, this ain't my mom's basement. I pay for this basement. 18 friggin' Avatar movies. I'm never gonna go see one of those movies in theaters. Anyway, Titanic beat Good Will Hunting and LA Confidential. Good Will Hunting is a good film. I mean, I like it way better than Titanic. I'll watch Good Will Hunting 10 times before I watch Titanic again. But LA Confidential, that's kind of a sleeper hit right there. I think it just lived too much in the shadow of Titanic the year that it was released. LA Confidential is a solid film. You know, Kim Basinger, Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe. Again, I think it was just a little bit early in the careers of guys like Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe that their star power, it didn't bolster the film. They didn't have that star. I mean, it was before Gladiator came out. So it was before Russell Crowe was like Russell Crowe. And it was before Memento. So, you know, Guy Pearce didn't really have that name credibility quite yet either. But LA Confidential is a far superior film, way more entertaining. And I think even, dare I even say, better crafted, like just in terms of overall craftsmanship, in terms of entertaining writing, in terms of mise en scène and achieving the period look, in terms of cinematography and performances. I actually think LA Confidential, in pretty much any way that you could try to quantify, is a better film than Titanic. And maybe at the end of this video, what I'm really concluding is that the reason why I have a great disdain for these award shows is because I'm not confident in them to get it right. They get it wrong every opportunity they get. I mean, just about every opportunity, every year they get it wrong. They award the wrong films, they snub the right films. But I can't wait to not watch this year the Academy Awards. I'll wake up Monday morning and get a quick look at who won, but it'll probably piss me off. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to try to go right back to ignoring the Academy Awards, and I advise you do the same as well. I think you'll be a happier human being if you don't watch all these, you know, overpaid celebrities walking up and down the red carpet to go get jerked off by the Academy that is populated by them. So anyway, it's definitely masturbation at its finest, and I've probably said enough words that YouTube is going to throttle this video. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate these human beings. These human beings are not overrated, all right? This group of people right here, the real motherfuckers, they're not overrated for being patrons. You know what to do, okay? You know what to do. It's right there. Right there. You know what to do. All in this area. I love you for watching this video. F the Academy Awards, F the Grammys, F everything. I'm going to chug this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded, you're morally reprehensible, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid, you have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
Fucking Academy Awards.